Charlie Sheen had that epic meltdown, and where he was sort of the only thing anybody talked about in the world. And then you were one of the first people to make a movie with Charlie Sheen, to star in a project with him right after that. And I'm curious, what was it like being around that guy when he was in that state? I've seen him since, and he's sort of calmed down. But you were in the eye of the hurricane during that Charlie Sheen mania. What was that like?
Gosh, you know, I don't think that let's just say I love this guy a lot. He's amazing. Whatever was happening, that's his own thing. But I will say that I love him, and I love the way he thinks. I love his mind. I love the way he speaks. He speaks in ways that are sort of poetic and strange and beautiful that I don't fully understand literally, but I understand on a deeper level in my body. Like he'll say something like one time he said, "Hey, what's your favorite drink?" And I said, "Gin." And he said, "Oh man, gin, that's intense. Last time I drank gin, I did a backflip off my bed into Mexico." And I was like, yeah.
Oh, you went, yeah, I know what you mean.
I did, I went along with it. But I did get it on some level, which I'm thinking he's basically saying it's intense, this drink. But I don't know how you can't literally do a backflip off your bed in Mexico unless...
Charlie has done it, I'm telling you.
You think he's done it? Yeah, I mean, he told me he did it. But that's the kind of guy he is, and I love him, and it's, yeah, I was happy to
Here's what's interesting to me. You've always seemed, I've known you for a long time.
Yes.
You're a very sweet guy, but you seem kind of mild-mannered, and you seem like a contrast. A real contrast with Charlie Sheen, especially Charlie Sheen at the height of his partying ways.
Yes.
Would you have gone on an adventure with him if you had had the chance?
Well, I did have a chance. And looking back, maybe I should have done it. Whatever. He actually invited me. He said to me, "Hey, man, what are you doing this weekend?"
Now, where are you? He just calls you up in the middle of the night? Was he?
No.
Was he in your medicine cabinet when you opened it up? Hey, man. In your glove compartment. Hey, man.
I was like, we were working. We were on set, and he said, "Hey, what are you doing this weekend?" And I said, I don't know. And he said, a bunch of us are going down to Colombia. I got a private plane, and we're gonna go on a little trip down there, a little adventure. You wanna go? And I love him. I wanna seem cool, tough with him. And I was like, yeah, maybe, let me think about that. Really what I was thinking was I gotta go home and I gotta clear this with my wife and see if this is what this could be. So I go home, I say, "Hey, sweetie, how are you? Hey, funny thing happened today."
You know Charlie Sheen?
We have plans this weekend because Charlie Sheen asked if I would go with him to Colombia on a private plane. Should I go? And she said, "You've got to be kidding me."
Yeah.
And she said, "You are a father now. You have to be responsible. You could die down there."
Yeah.
And
all true.
And I called him and I said I couldn't go because I was probably going to be sick this weekend. That's what I told him.
Here's the thing. Looking back on it, do you think you should have gone? See, that's the thing. Is part of me would think like I've got to go to just see what happens. First of all, when he says a bunch of us, my mind goes to who else is on that plane?
Yeah.
Are they wearing clothes? What are we doing?
Well, I wanted to go. I mean. Yeah, I am. What you're saying is how I live my life, which is a constant state of I want to be doing it, I want to be in it at the same time, I want to be at home.
Yeah.
And
yes,
and that's
I know
the
what you're
truth,
talking
you know
about.
what I'm saying? And so
I know what you're talking about.
I don't have like a ton of adventures like that. Looking back on my life, I won't have a lot of adventures like that. At the same time, maybe I'll be old and alive at that point before I die later. So, maybe I've made it pretty far because I didn't have.
What a sweet perspective you have.
Yeah,
Well, a guy in the audience named Trevor and I are going to get a plane, and we're going to go on some crazy adventures.
Where are you going to go?
Well, we don't know yet. We haven't worked it out. But you're coming with us, and it's going to get crazy.
Well, I will go with you as long as my wife says.
We're going to bring protein shakes and a lot of Emily Dickinson poems.